On this episode of the Modern Travel Agent Podcast, we sit down with Daniela Ocampo and Stefany Jones of Palladium Hotel Group. Daniela is a regional weddings senior manager of América, and she has 15 years of experience in the wedding industry. Stefany is the director of retail affairs, and she has 18 years of experience at prominent travel providers with a focus on account management, marketing, and business development. We discuss destination weddings, including some of the top wedding venues at their properties. We discuss wedding trends and how agents can better sell destination weddings. And we discuss Palladium Hotel Group's Wedding Optimizer, which is a great tool that enables travel agents to check and book wedding date availability online in real time. This episode is sponsored by Palladium Hotel Group, a great travel agent partner with beautiful resorts and hotels in Mexico, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Brazil, Italy, and Spain. To learn more about how you, as a travel agent, can partner with Palladium Hotel Group to help grow your business, please visit pro.palladiumhotelgroup.com/EN. And now, Daniela Ocampo and Stefany Jones of Palladium Hotel Group. Daniela, Stefany, thank you so much for joining me on the Modern Travel Agent Podcast.
Hello, Chris. Thank you for having us today.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Thank Chris for this time and to make us part of this special podcast.
No, absolutely. So I always like to start off every podcast by kind of diving into your background, starting a little bit from when you first got into the industry up until where you are today.
Sure. So my name is Stefany Jones. I am the Director of Retail Affairs here at Palladium Hotel Group, and started off in the industry on the travel side of the tour operator segment back in 2003 when I worked for Liberty and GoGo when it was known as that, and then eventually became Flight Center. In 2012, a little old online company called Cheap Caribbean stole me from Flight Center, and I worked for them for several years, including when it became Apple Leisure Group and when the Mark Travel joined that organization. And then back in April 2020, COVID sort of changed my career a bit. Back at those two companies, I was in product development. So I did the negotiations with the destinations and the hotels and determined the star ratings of the resorts, contracted the actual rate structures, as well as marketing. And then here I am now as of May 2021, and I joined Palladium Hotel Group. And my role sort of dovetails with our BDMs, where I work with the corporate executives of the retail travel agencies, hosts, and consortias, as well as a couple of the smaller tour operators. And I am here essentially to build Palladium brand recognition within the agency community, in order to progress further with mutual production on all sides and all segments, and just making sure that we get Palladium's name out there.
Great. That's awesome. And Daniela?
Thank you. Thank Chris. Well, my name is Daniela Ocampo. I'm the senior wedding manager from América at Palladium Hotel Group. I'm taking care of all the resorts that we have in America. I had been working on weddings since 2007. My history with tourism, I start in a resort as human resources. I study communications. So I thought it was my line, but then my manager at that time, she told me, no, you are really good on organizing the events, on working with people. So you should try this proposal that I have from another company on the wedding events. So you can handle it. And I said, why not? Then from there, I start working on this industry, on this segment that I love, because for me, weddings involves most sentimental values. I had been working on the industry on different locations. I had been working in Los Cabos, Vallarta, Mazatlan, in Mexico. I had been working also in Jamaica. And what I can say, Cancun is my love. I love the white sands. I love the party, and I love the Mexican people, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, It's such a beautiful destination. I mean, I'm located here in Houston, Texas, so that's a short 2-hour flight to Cancun. I try to get down there as much as humanly possible. So, it is a great destination. And for agents maybe that are already booking destination weddings, or maybe are interested in getting into booking destination weddings, can you share a little bit about your wedding process at Palladium Hotel Group, so they have a sort of a better idea of how y'all operate?
Well, first of all, we need to remember at Palladium, Weddings by Palladium, we believe that every couple deserves a beautiful wedding, a romantic honeymoon, and memorable family vacations. And we want to make it easy for you. And based on that, we have our special website, Weddings by Palladium. You only need to go to the website, click there, check your destination, check your hotel, check your wedding day, say start planning, and you are in, and we will take care of all of you.
Yeah, that is such a great resource, the Weddings by Palladium. I know that you can go on there to check wedding dates, to check wedding packages. I know that one of the things that we've discussed previously is that is specifically for symbolic weddings, right?
That's correct. When you click on Weddings by Palladium, you will find all the information that we offer for all of you in all the destinations. We want you that you feel confident and make it easier for you. If you go to this website, the thing that you are going to get for fact will be a symbolic ceremony. Just consider this. A symbolic ceremony, it means that is a ceremony of love, of confidence, of mutual agreement, a love on union, and most important, the trust that you have on each other. Then, if you are looking for something with legal bearing, like the courthouse or like a Catholic ceremony, in these cases, we have you need to check the availability, you need to check the date, but we need to confirm to you on that time, as we need to check with the courthouse or the church, depends on the one that you are looking for, on their availability. Please consider that these two ceremonies, we have some restrictions on dates, depends on the religious or the holidays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And just out of curiosity, I was actually going through some pictures and I saw the beautiful chapel in Costa Mujeres.
Well, not only Costa Mujeres.
Yeah.
If you want to have a Catholic ceremony, a destination weddings is not something that you say, no, well, I will not get married on a destination wedding. Yes, say I do, because we have the perfect spot for you. For example, Costa Mujeres is a modern decor that you will find on the church. It's a great location. It's close location, no ocean view. For example, if you go to Puerto Vallarta or to Riviera Nayarit, over there you are going to find perfect places to run by nature. At Riviera Nayarit, when you get it in or you are getting out, you are going to get incredible photos because you have the ocean on your back. And of course, we also perform Catholic ceremonies in 2 more destinations. One is Dominican Republic. At Dominican Republic, you can perform your ceremony even at the Crystal Ballroom or at the oceanfront gazebo, surrounded by nature and the perfect ocean on your back. Perfect spot to get married as a Catholic wedding. Or also, if you are traveling to Brazil, feel the party, feel the samba, and we also perform Catholic ceremonies. Are in this location is the only country where we can have the ceremony at the Nunas, the beach area on the property.
Nice. So I know that one of the biggest challenges for agents that are, let's say, selling destination weddings is that there's so much to know. Right? There's a lot of information. What would you say agents can do to better help them understand Palladium Hotel Group and to better understand destination weddings in general?
Well, the best thing that they are doing is to trust Palladium Weddings because we are always keeping on top. We are always making improvement for all of you. And we have special promotions and special things for you, like the travel agent rates and special funds. And now I will say the expert is Stefany. She can provide more information to both of us about these special moments for the travel agents to enjoy our facilities.
Sure. So one of the key elements, of course, is education. And with that said, we have multiple ways to do this. One of which is, of course, through our BDMs and having them get in touch with the agents and, reciprocal, of course, and making sure that agents join webinars and get the extra training and meet our BDMs at trade shows and other sorts of events and forums. Of course, also there is one of the key elements is to have the agents actually visit our properties, and our BDMs do run FAMs all throughout the year. When that opportunity arises, we would love to have your agents actually participate. I know that we've actually hosted Modern on several different events throughout the course of the time. And specifically last year, we had a really great event that we were able to be with your team. We really enjoyed it and it worked out really well. There are opportunities throughout the year with agents are logging bookings in Palladium Connect in palladiumconnect.com. They have to have a certain amount of bookings registered. And when they do that, if they have them active within the last year, they can access a travel agent rate and come down and visit our properties. So that is something also that can be done. Knowledge is key and education is key. So we really like to focus on that side of the segment, especially now that the pandemic is coming or becoming a little less restricted and people are traveling again, as well as our agents and BDMs are, of course, out there and hitting the ground. So it's time to get back into destination and to see our beautiful resorts.
Yeah, there really is no substitute for just being on site and getting the experience. Not just, of course, to be able to meet with everybody, the team on site, the wedding team, to build those relationships. That obviously makes a huge difference when you're working on groups and destination weddings together. To know the people on site by name, to know the sales team, to know the wedding planners, but also to have the confidence to know the type of experience that the client's going to have while they're on site. And if you can, to give them insider information or knowledge, because whether you're dealing with on the front end, the selling process, right? You're trying to tell them a story about why this property is going to give them the experience that they want. That's a lot easier to do if you've been there and you have the confidence that you have sort of the inside track. Or if you're just preparing them for their trip, right? If they're going to be leaving for destination in a couple of weeks, you can tell them, okay, here are the places that you have to check out. You got to check out this bar. You got to check out this restaurant. So yeah, we always highly advise for our agents to travel as much as possible to see the properties. And we're certainly appreciative every time that y'all have certainly gone above and beyond to welcome us at your resorts. And we've had a phenomenal time every time we've done that. So I guess the next question I would have is there anything else that you think agents can do to maybe improve their customer service with their clients, to maybe become better at selling destination weddings or delivering a higher level of service for their clients?
Well, I think the most important that they need to know the properties. They need to be confident of what they are selling. They need to experience the properties and enjoy the time with us. They should come at least one time on a year to visit all the properties, to know the locations, to know the facilities, and to know where your wedding couples are to get married. Because you are part of the Palladium's wedding team, because you are part of our partnership, and because you are the most important persons for the couples, because they trust on you, because you are the travel wedding designer, and because you are a confident people. That's why they choose you, and there was Modern Destination is going to help us to create dreams together.
Yeah, and I would piggyback on that and say one of the key elements is to really quantify and qualify what exactly the clients are looking for. And so therefore, digging in deeper with the clients and determining what exactly their needs are, and strategically relaying that information and requesting it to Palladium. It makes it a little easier on all sides, concise, and just also so that we know what's expected. And with that education on their sides and researching everything with the actual customers and, letting them know, for example, if at TRS Resorts, they can get in contact with the e-butler via the TRS website and set up a pre-checklist for something that the bride and groom want in the room. Those are our adults only resorts. So that's just a little something to do. Checking into all of that and even alerting myself and Daniela and her team of any certain nuances or specific items that the bride and groom need or we can expect, and make sure that we deliver everything to the standards that are required on all sides.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I think a lot of times too, as agents, you have access to a lot of information and preferences being so close to the wedding couple. And so when you have great partners like Palladium Hotel Group that want to go above and beyond and want it to deliver, well, you can't really do that if you don't have access to the information and that you don't know that. And so I do think that that's a fundamental part for agents that are partnering with y'all to know that the more information that they can give y'all that's relevant to the experience of the wedding couple and what's important to them and their guests is going to help to enable y'all to deliver that top-notch customer service that is such a big part. Especially, I know we had our director of weddings, Itzel Rodriguez. She stayed at the TRS Coral. And she loved the fact, and it was something, it's always the little things that make the big difference, but she loved having access to her butler on WhatsApp. She says that so many other places you have to call them, let's say, from the room, and it's not always the most convenient, but just being able to WhatsApp them, and they were, room service to their swim up room, and they had butlers traveling around, giving sunscreen or wiping people's sunglasses. It's like that really personal touch that is really special, which is also ultimately what travelers are looking for now. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. The industry isn't the same today that it was a couple of years ago. And it wasn't the same a couple of years ago that it was 5 or 10 years. It's constantly changing. Clients are asking for more and they're expecting more. And so to continue on that, I know that I want to discuss maybe destination wedding trends and kind of figure out a little bit about that. But have y'all noticed any trends with travelers as well?
From everybody I've spoken to at the travel agent level is all the transactions are taking a lot longer and it's a lot more work. You're dealing with delicate emotions, just like you said, Chris, with a bride and groom, et cetera, but also of any traveler. There's a reluctance, there's a concern, there's a bit of a fear. So an agent is now working double time as almost a consultant as well as almost a therapist in some ways. But you have to instill all that confidence in stepping into the airport, stepping on the plane, getting off the plane, and vice versa, doing the whole process. And Palladium Hotels and Resorts, we have massive protocols in place for safety and health that we reinforce still to this day from every moment of the person's stay. And I would say that's probably one of the hardest that we all have to think ahead of and get in front of, I should say, and of course deal with every single component is the fact that agents have to, and not just agents and Palladium in general, have to sort of think a little faster and a little harder because every single booking takes a lot longer to close now, and there is a very delicate emotion attached to vacations.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people are almost more ready to travel than ever, but tensions are still a little high. Tensions are a little high. So yeah, absolutely. You mentioned, Stefany, earlier, the importance of qualifying clients, right? And how that can be really beneficial to y'all to make sure that when agents are reaching out to, let's say, the on-site wedding teams, or
Mm-hmm.
to moving that process forward to make sure that the information is organized and that there's at least some degree of consensus or understanding. It's not, all over the place, let's say. So Daniela, being that, you and your team are on the receiving end of these types of inquiries, what pieces of information should agents be working to qualify their clients on? I mean, I think obviously like wedding location is an obvious one, number of guests. What would be some piece of information that are super helpful for y'all and the wedding team?
I think the most important is to know your clients, to know what they are looking for. The important here to start a wedding, to choose a destination, it starts with your favorite mood. They need to know what is the favorite mood of their wedding couples, what they are envision, a breezy, a barefoot celebration, something glamorous, sparkly. We have it all, and we can help them to make this day customized, perfect, unforgettable, and to make this day beautiful for them. Because we have the best team. We have a great weddings team that will help them to create their vision, to craft their visions, to step by step on all the way to make an unforgettable memories for them and their guests. So always remember, you need to know what they are looking for, where they want to get married, which location do they want, which destination is the perfect place for them. And the most important is to know your clients, to note that we are flexible, to know that each resort has a magic moment to make part of their wedding's memories, and to know that each place has a special locations, venues, ceremony, and the perfect spot for your wedding couples.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you mentioned, a lot of the sort of the pieces of information, whether that's location or venue, and all of that's, super, super important. I think you've mentioned it several times, which is a word that we use almost all the time, which is vision, right? What's your vision for your wedding? I think I've heard Itzel say that probably 100 million times on her calls and pitches. It's such an important question. What are sort of the trends that you've noticed with a vision? I know, for instance, boho chic was huge. Is boho chic still the thing? Is that I know that's been huge for a long time. What are the kind of the current destination wedding trends?
Well, to be honest, each wedding now, what I can see, they turn on from intimate weddings, really elegant weddings, really boho chic style, a love of nature, to those weddings that are glamorous ceremonies, glamorous receptions, full of blinks, bright everywhere. So I cannot say this is a style, because the style is made by the couples, because the style depends on their mood, because the style depends on what their vision on all the life, because a wedding is not only a moment. The wedding is a lot of memories, it's a lot of work behind that, and a wedding is something that the couples plan for a long time. Even if you think they are planning a wedding for just in 2 months, that's not a fact. They have more than a life thinking in this great moment, in this special moment. That's why the vision, the style is created by them. And we are going to help them to make this day as they plan it, as they vision, as they feel it, as they want it, because this is their wedding, this is their day, and we are only part to be witnesses of these special memories.
Love it. So Daniela, I know that a lot of what you've mentioned so far has been concerned with sort of the flexibility of Palladium Hotel Group and Palladium Weddings, this sort of acknowledgement that every couple is different and they have a different vision and they have different wants and needs. And that really what y'all try to do is to figure out what's important to them and to deliver on that. I think a fundamental part of that, of course, the vision is the wedding location. So I guess the question that I had for you is, what are some of the most popular wedding locations that y'all have at your properties?
Well, if we're thinking about the destination weddings, of course, we are talking about the beach because the beach is the most important for them. But for those one that wants to get married on the beach but not touching the sun, we have incredible spots like the Ocean View Gazebo at the Dominican Republic, the Village Deck at Costa Mujeres, Poseidon Terrace, that we have a Costa Mujeres that is a glass room, it's the most popular location. Each destination have a special place. But if you want to get married all on the beach, of course, we have it for you. We can do it in Basay Resort at Brazil, or we can do it at Riviera Maya in Cantena or Riviera Maya complex. So all the perfect spots we have it for you, special Catholic ceremonies. So you only need to choose. And of course, don't forget Jamaica. Jamaica, you can have all on the beach. Perfect ocean view locations, an incredible ocean view gazebo, and incredible locations for getting married. So we have everything for you. Just click at Weddings by Palladium, choose your destination, and we can help you.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah. And I will just say, I had the opportunity when we went to the Dominican Republic to see a beautiful setup. I was at the garden gazebo at TRS Cap Cana, and just right there by the marina, the sunset.
Talking about Cap Cana, I'm going to say something that you need to know. This is a perfect place. If you are looking for a buyout, only for you, this is an incredible resort because it's only 150 rooms that you can enjoy with all the facilities in a glamorous style. And the best thing about this resort is that all the locations are a perfect, incredible view. You can see the marine or you can see the ocean. So we have all for you, and the white sand is perfect spot at Dominican Republic. You must come on and take a little bit merengue dance.
Yeah, I'm not going to be dancing, but I'm sure somebody will. Again, Daniela, Stefany, thank you all so much for joining me on the podcast. It's been a pleasure to have you all on.
Thank you so much, Chris. We really appreciate it.
I can't say anything, Chris, more than thank you. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for being your partner. Thank you for all the trust. Because remember, today we are here because all your travel agents trust at Weddings by Palladium. Because this is all made by you. Because if you don't trust in us, your clients will not do it. You are the most important person that we have, and we want you back. Remember that Weddings by Palladium has the special place for you, the special locations that you will enjoy, and the glamorous locations, the perfect ocean views, and the most important, we have you. We want you back, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you.